In this video, I'd like to walk you through our Laravel collection macros package. And it is a pretty simple package. The only thing that this package does is that it will register some useful collection macros. In case you don't know what a macro is, several of Laravel's classes are macro aware. That means that they have this macro static function that you can give a string, which will serve as a function name, and a callable, which will serve as an implementation of the function. And with that macro registered, you can call it as if it were a function. Now, Laravel's collection class already contains a bunch of useful methods. But of course, the framework can't provide everything. And we've seen in our projects that we use a couple of extra macros not defined by Laravel. And instead of coding these over and over again in our projects, we decided to package them up so we can just require this package in our project. And have access to the macros. So let's take a look at one of them, before. It's a very simple one. It will get the element before the one that you give it. So if we have an array with 1, 2, 3, and we ask for the element before 2, we should get 1. That's just one of the many macros that this package offers. Now let's go to PHP Storm and see how this package is implemented. Inside of the source directory, we have a macros subdirectory. And if I open that up, then you can see that we have a class per macro. We decided to split each macro in its own file to avoid having a very large PHP file. So all of these files are very small. Let's take a look at the before PHP file here. And you can see here that the implementation of before is quite simple. We just reverse the entire collection and use the native after function. And of course, because we have reversed the entire collection, the after method behaves as a before method. Now let's head back to the service provider. And you can see here that we create a collection that will contain all the paths to the files in this directory. And we will map it to an array of which the value is the full path and the key is the name of the file. So before. Next up, we are going to reject any of those macros that have already been added to the collection. And next up, we are going to register macros. And for each element in our collection, we are going to use that file name as the macro name, and we will camel case it. So in case of before, it will be the string before all lowercased. And as an implementation, we will give it the function that the invocable returned. So in case you missed it, this returns a function. And this is how we register all macros. And the tests for this are quite simple too. If I open up the test directory, we have a subdirectory macros here as well. And we have tests for each macro that this package provides. And here's the test for that example that you saw in the README. And let's finally take a look in the composer.json. And as you might suspect, we have an extra key here. And we've set up package discovery. So Laravel will load our macro service provider and our macros will be available as soon as you install the package into the application. And that is all there is to it.